just won silver place in Toon Class at the Liberty Cup Autumn Cup at SideBite. It flew right out of the gate like a bat out of heck. Yes, against stellar competition, I prevailed and won silver place in Toon Class.
Big round of applause for our Liberty Cup box finalists. We got John in lane number 1, Scott in lane number 2, Mike in lane number 3, Anthony in 4, CJ in 5. On your marks, get set, go, good drop. Strong charge out front by Anthony. Here comes Scott. Anthony for 1. Scott running in 2nd. Oh! Body came off. Oh my goodness. Scott showing us 2. Mike running in 2nd. It is Scott and Mike running 1st and 2nd. Scott for 3. Scott in that orange and blue, yellow, blue, all faithful. Oh! 4, final lap. Scott trying to hold on to it. There it is, Scott. Flying up, turn them on and grab up. This is for 2nd and 3rd. Get set, go. Good drop. All right, we got Anthony out front. 1. Mike running in 3rd. 3.
It's very fast.
4, final lap. There it is, Anthony coming around and grabbing that second spot. And here comes Mike on the podium.
Box stock, I raced 2 cars, I'll say old and new. So this car I've raced before. This is the X-Flowly, the red special. And here, a new car. I've never raced this before, and I've always wanted to race it, so this is the first time. The VZ chassis. It's the Sally Racer. Yes, pretty darn cool. From Line Friends. Yes. And I'm going to tell you that although this car is very competitive, this one is not so much, so at least not on the wooden track at SideBite. So here on this one, this is like a comedy of errors. And at times, this rear double roller set would hang off of the edge of the track, and that would basically cause a complete stop in the car. And yeah, so this was just not very competitive. But it was fun to race this car because it's cute. Like, there's nothing bad you can say about a car like this. It's cute. It's just something that I think would fare better on the bookshelf rather than in a racing situation. But that's okay. I made this car super fast. It's just that it went a little too fast, and yeah, it kept coursing out or hanging off the edge of the track. But this one here, I just have to make some more modifications to it, some adjustments, that is, and yeah, we'll get it to be faster and faster. And I think since I've raced it before, it's starting to get like a little aged. It's a very fast car. It just needs some more adjustments to it to make it super race worthy. Right now, it's just kind of like semi-competitive, but we can make it better. Yes.
This is your Liberty Cup Toon Class main event. Anthony in lane number 1, JR in lane number 2, CJ in lane number 3, Will in lane number 4, and Clare in lane number 5. Line up, turn on, and bring them up on your mark. Get set. Go. Good drop. Long charge down front. Keep the ball. It is CJ for 1. CJ, Will, and Anthony. That's Clare. Clare coming out. 2. CJ out front. Clare running in 2nd. Will in 3rd. 3. Anthony first. Get ready.
Tune class is not the class that I usually do well in. I usually do well in box stock and open class, and tune class is usually a bit harder for me to win. I don't know why, but this time it was different. It was like total opposite, and I don't understand it myself, but I'll take it. And there were a lot of cars racing in tune class this time around.
I'm looking for Will in lanes 1 and 2. Mike in lane 3. DJ in lane 4. And Anthony in lane 5. This is your Liberty Cup open class main event. Line up. Let's go. Turn them on and grid them up. This is your open class finals. On your marks. Get set. Go. Good drop. One. Let's go. Two. Three. 4, final lap. Is Mike going to pull it off? I need that. Come on. Do it. Well done. CJ running in second. Will in third. Good job, man.
Let's analyze the Autumn Cup track at SideBite. So, the very first obstacle is this incline. It's a very steep incline. And if your brake settings in the front are too strong, you're going to get stuck at the little valley in the bottom at the start of the incline. If you can negotiate the incline properly, then you'll be able to come out of it, but at a very fast speed. So you'll be going around that loop, and then you'll get to obstacle 2, the second obstacle, which is a little jump. So it's a small minor jump, but it's enough of a jump to cause havoc for a lot of cars that are going really, really fast and don't have good enough damper settings. So if your car is not able to have enough weight towards the front of the car to weigh it down so that it can dip down towards the segment of track after this hump, then it's going to just fly off the track. And that's why there are 2 gray foam boards off on the sides there. So a lot of cars hit that on that second obstacle. And then if you can negotiate around the bend, then you enter a third obstacle, and it's almost immediate, this third obstacle. It's a little stair-step obstacle, and it's different from the hump. So with the stair-step obstacle, if you're going at a really fast speed across not 1 but 2 of these stair steps, it's going to jostle your car enough such that it'll cause an issue when you're trying to negotiate that turn right there. There's a turn that immediately happens right after the double stair steps. And a lot of cars basically flew out of the track on this third obstacle. Then, the fourth obstacle, when you get to that, is this little stair step. And there were a couple of people who flew off the track from this little obstacle, especially if you're going really, really fast around turns. So yeah, you might think, oh, I'm going to use a torque-tuned motor here, and I'm going to, or a torquey motor, let's put it that way, a torque-tuned or a power dash motor or something like that, and I'm going to negotiate this track very quickly around the turns. Well, that's not always the best idea, because once it gets out of those spinny turns and onto this little obstacle here, you're going to create so much force that your car will just fly right off the track from this hump if you don't have enough weight towards the front of the car. So it's important to have the proper brake setting on the front of the car. It's important to have the proper brake setting on the back of the car, and it's also important to have proper damper settings as well. So if you don't have enough of each, you're going to basically careen off the track, and that's just how it is. So we have a final obstacle, this tabletop here, and I didn't see very many people fail from this obstacle here. Typically, if you're going really quickly around a turn and then onto a tabletop like this, you might corkscrew, but I didn't see anybody with corkscrew issues on this part. There was a corkscrew issue, ironically, on the 5th lane when my VZ chassis car and box stock went around the very fast straight on the bottom and then into lane 5 where it doesn't go on an incline. My car just corkscrewed. So I had the Sally Racer and it corkscrewed right on lane 5 at that start, near the start of the track right there. So right underneath the little area underneath the incline, that's where it corkscrewed. So that's a shame. And I found that my car didn't just do this once, but twice. So a VZ chassis, very fast around turns, but yeah, you'll corkscrew if you go too fast. So yeah, there's no brakes on VZ chassis box stock cars, so you have to be really, really careful not making your car too fast. So that's it. That's an analysis of this track. It's a wonderful track with plenty of obstacles. Hats off to Latif and his family for providing all of the track management operations of the track. It was like it's an awesome event every time that we're there. And Latif and his family are there just managing all aspects of the track. And it's wonderful to see this family in action working on this. They have a true dedication to the sport of mini four-wheel drive racing. So if you are in the Trenton area, please go visit SideBite. You'll be glad you did. They have a lot of great kits and parts there, and you'll have a lot of fun just practicing. Even practicing, not professionally racing on this track. You'll have a lot of fun just practicing on this track. So give them a try the next time you're down in the Trenton area, Trenton, New Jersey. Open class, I had these two cars racing, and the sad part of this car is, this is like a tried and true car here. The wheels, the tires, they kept on separating on here and here. And so, yeah, I had to keep pushing the tires together again. So I have to epoxy glue it or something to get everything to be like in place for the next race. So otherwise, this would have been a very competitive car, as it usually is. This is, in fact, the champion of all champions runner-up, so it's a very fast car. And this one here is the new car that I made and showed all of you on my videos, the 8-part video series on how to build an open-class car. And this is based on the Madtang chassis. And a lot of folks who saw this car go, they can attest to the speed of this car. It's just raw speed. Like, I had a mock dash motor in there, and I had to dumb it down to a hyper dash motor, and still it flew right out of the gate like a bat out of heck. And yeah, even at light dash speeds, it's not that bad, right? It's not that slow. It's pretty fast, but not as fast as other cars that have hyper dash motors in them. So that's why I had to use a hyper dash motor. And basically, pound for pound, this with a hyper dash motor just was like a rocket right out of the gate. And yeah, it's very fast. I just needed to set the brake settings more properly. I just couldn't get my brake settings dialed in, unfortunately. I had a lot of issues with trying to get this front part exactly the way I wanted it to be. So, that's just the way the ball bounces sometimes. Otherwise, it looks like a really slick car. Look at that. Very nice paint job on the canopy, and all the parts look very, very nice. It's a very sleek looking car. Yeah, I forget what I called it. I don't think I named it. But if I were to name it right now, I would think I would call it Venom 3.0. Yeah, very, very cool. And yeah, this one, Green Lantern, all of you know this one. This one is Hellboy. This is my Toon Class Silver Place winner. And a lot of you know that this is a very fast car. And it's very formidable, very fast, very stable. I'm going to show you something that will reveal why this car isn't what it used to be. This used to go jumping out of the gate like a bat out of heck. And now, take a look closely at this. There's a bend right there. You can see it. It's like whitish right there. This thing has taken so much, I don't know how this happened, but this has taken so much damage that this post here was bent inward at a slight angle. And I had to basically pull it back out and then reinforce it with glue to keep it somewhat vertical. So these posts right here should be completely vertical from the front and the side. And from the front, it was just bowing inward because of this bending of the chassis, the flexing of the chassis. So this is supposed to be a carbon reinforced FMA chassis. I believe it's carbon reinforced. It's the red chassis. Maybe it's not carbon reinforced. But the red chassis are usually stronger than non-red chassis. And so, unfortunately, in this case, it's just not the case, right? Like, it bent anyway. And so, that's the way the ball bounces. I have to replace this chassis at some point. And it is very difficult to find these colored FMA chassis. They just fly off the shelves, right? So, fluorescent chassis, FMA, they fly off the shelves like crazy. Even though there's like an inherent weakness to the fluorescent chassis. They're lighter, that's true, but they're more prone to easily bend and break. And it's funny that people still use these chassis for their very competitive cars. In fact, if you get the Neo VQS Japan Cup, the old one, the polycarbonate shell, that came with a yellow fluorescent chassis. And that was kind of like a big headache in itself because you had to keep replacing the parts. If you wanted to make it super competitive, you replace all the yellow parts that could potentially break with black parts, and that would make it stronger. So that's what I did on things like Neon Vicky, my original car. Things would start like breaking and bending, and I would just replace those parts with black parts, and that would help. So yeah, at some point I have to replace this chassis, and this will be hopefully race-worthy again. So it's pretty race-worthy still, right? But, I mean, it's second place. This is a good runner-up car, but in terms of like a flat-out winner car, I'll have to redo it so that it could be as formidable as it once was. So, yeah. I think everything about this car is as it should be. It is heavy, it is solid. It weighs about 140 grams, I believe. I think maybe a little bit more. And yeah, because it's so heavy, it's very stable. And as you see, there's weights in the front and the rear. There's reinforcements on the side over here so that if this thing does hit an edge, it's not going to snag onto the edge of the track. And it's got the FMA chassis, right? FMA chassis are like basically one of the more popular king of the tracks kind of chassis. And yeah, you want to try to build an FMA car if you can, because an FMA car has so many advantages with the weight of the motor up front. Very, very cool. You just have to basically, if you're doing tuned or open with this kind of a canopy, with a mock frame canopy, you want to try to glue down these parts if you're going to use all of these parts, because if this is like flimsy and it's vibrating while this is moving along the track, that could be bad news. So you want to make sure that all these parts are secure and that you try to reduce as much of the vibration as possible. So yeah, that's my tip of the day for that. So yes, everybody, if you like this video, please slam the like button, subscribe to my channel. You'll see more videos just like this one. Until next time, everybody, see you, bye.